is open menu, and so today we'll see how to calculate the variance and standard deviation in Python. And this is a follow-up of our video where we discuss what exactly is a variance and a standard deviation. So as a quick recap, we meant that the variance or standard deviation, it's a method or a measure of how much an individual value varies or differs from its calculated mean or the average. So there we had seen that we had calculated the variance and standard deviation of a list of age. So in Python, quickly, okay, let's open up my Jupyter notebook and we will see. I'll import the package statistics. So let's say stats, and quickly we'll just see. First step, calculate. And the formula that we had used was mean, and we passed the value. Before that, let's define our list of ages, which is 10, 12, 11, 10, 11, 14, 9, 11, 12, 14, 12, and 15. So now we have created or defined our list of ages, and let's quickly calculate its mean. I'll print it so that we can have a look. Slash, and this is just to make the results look more clean and neat. The mean of the list of age is, I'll use stats.mean and I'll pass my list as its argument or value, and I'll run it. It says the mean of is 11.75, which was what the case was when we had calculated. Now simply we'll try to calculate the variance. Let's see if we use what happens if we use stats.variance formula. It's nothing different. I'll use the same print. Variance is, and simply I'll use stats.variance and I'll pass my age, and I run. Oops, it says the variance is 3.2954, which is different to what we had calculated, which was 3.02. Interesting. How about we use a different formula or function. Formula is not the correct word. Using stats.some p variance. I'll come back to this and explain what it is. Let's see what p variance gives us. The variance using stats.p variance, and I'll pass my age list. Let's see. Oops, p variance gives it as 3.02, which we had calculated in a previous video, which is 3.02, and obviously it's we can round it up. But now, what is variance? What is the difference between variance and p variance? So let's here, if you're taking a survey or a statistical analysis of a group of variables or a lot of numbers, now sometimes it might happen that you have all the data. For example, you just want to find the variance of this 12 numbers. That's all you want to know, and there's nothing, there are no other numbers that you want to know the variance of. This is the entire population of your sample, so of your survey values. Now, for example, had this been only a sample of your entire population, For example, let's say you wanted to calculate the variance from the mean of entire list of students. Let's say there are 100 students and you just had this value. So this is a sample. You will not go around taking individual age of all the 100 or 150 whatever children, and this is just a sample of the 150 age values that you had. So when you're using something called the sample and not the entire population, so there in statistics comes a calculation called Bessel's correction. So Bessel's correction simply says that variance would be calculated as sum of the squared differences divided by the total entries minus 1, n minus 1. So as we had calculated, our sum of the squares was 36.25 here. Now if we just divide it by total entries 12 minus 1, which is 11, let's see what comes up. Print (36.25) divided by 11. If I run it, so you see, if we use the function variance, it actually includes Bessel's correction into it as well. So it comes up, it concludes that the number is not the entire population, but it's just a sample of the population. So it uses the formula of sum of the squared difference, not divided by the total entries, but total entries minus 1, which is the Bessel's correction. Now, if we use p-variance, this is what it actually gives us, the variance considering your list as the entire population. So if you want to calculate the variance, assuming that you have all the values, then p-variance is the way to go. So this is something called the Bessel's correction, which I wanted to point out. And quickly, and then to close up, we'll see calculate the standard deviation using, again, we'll use the stats function called stdev. Let's see what happens if you use stdev for standard deviation. Print I'll pass my age list and let's see what happens. I'll run it. The standard deviation it calculates as 1.815. Was that what it was when it calculated? It says 1.74. Oops. It has the same. This also has the Bessel's correction into it. So guess what we have to use here? Yep, you're right. If you had said it is pstddev. pst without (1.73). Yeah, 1.738, which rounds up to 1.74. So that's all there is to it, and calculating the variance and standard deviation using Python, and the quick understanding of the Bessel's correction, which is a correction which is made when your number of entries is not the entire population but a sample of the population. Feel free to look up Bessel's correction more in the Wikipedia, and I hope you have a good day and you learned something in this video. Have a great day ahead. Cheers. Bye bye.